Okay, all right. Now, I would like to put this on the street, because what I would like to see would be, for instance, that the next election we're going to have in 2015, that women or girls who are at voting age should be able to play some more significant, roles in terms of choices, in terms of results, in terms of, the profiles of the politicians we're going to be getting. Are you going to be involved in that kind of a thing?
Okay, do you mean in terms of actually running for office, or
not necessarily running, but determining those who should be running? Because again, I think we've had guests here who have said to us that the responsibility of governance in Nigeria should not rest only on politicians, but also on followers. There are many of us who don't ask questions. Many of us who don't decide that, no, this man cannot run because I know him. We don't share information. So how do we get our girls, from what you're doing, to be able to do some of these things?
I think it's a lot of education. We need to talk and we need to make people aware, because I think that there also is a certain generation of Nigerians who feel that they can't do anything about maybe the leaders, if they're unhappy about leadership, that they can't do anything about it because they're going to be there anyway, that their being in power has nothing to do with my votes. So I think that there also needs to be a change in mindset as well, that it is important to vote. I know people in the last elections who didn't vote because they felt that my vote doesn't count anyway, so why does it matter? So I think that we need to talk to each other, we need to encourage each other that truly our power lies in our hands. We may feel helpless as one individual, but when we all come together, there's a lot that we can do. But I think that we need to take action. I know that a lot of times people feel cynical and feel that there's nothing I can do, but I think that it is important. And I think that this is also changing among the younger generation. I think that people have, and especially it's an open world now, especially with technology, you get to see what's happening in other countries, and you realize more than ever that what is happening here is not
different from what is happening there.
Yeah, well, what I was going to say is that corruption exists everywhere, but it doesn't have to be something that we accept, because we can see maybe cases in other countries where incidences of corruption are successfully prosecuted, exactly, and the people, go to jail or are brought to book somehow. So we are getting to see this. So I think that especially at the younger generation, there's a growing sense of dissatisfaction and a stronger desire to do things. And I know people do things in different ways. Not everybody is necessarily going to be involved in politics and say, I'm going to run, I'm going to, exactly. But for some people, it's talking about the issues. For some people, it's having an online platform where they raise issues, where they discuss. And certainly, there are lots of blogs, there are lots of pages on Facebook where people discuss. And I think, so there is that starts. And I think that that's a beginning. And then what needs to happen is from discussion, now seeing a way to translate it into action. And I think that there's also a trend towards this happening. So, for instance, I mentioned PIN, Paradigm Initiative Nigeria, and also Enough is Enough Nigeria, the coalition group that is very involved in monitoring governance, and they were very active during the last election. Exactly. So I think that a change is starting to happen with groups like that, and I think it's important that other groups, our W.TEC, we always are very passionate about women, using these tools to make their voices heard, to see technology as another platform that gives them the opportunity to amplify their voices. So I think when all different organizations, individuals, groups come together, I think that it's going to create a movement that maybe may not seem apparent now, but if we keep at it and we're dedicated, in the next few years, we will really start to see a change happening. Yes, I think so.
Now, you just in the course of your narrative now, you also mentioned where you said something about blogging. A lot of people don't know exactly what blogging is all about. Is it writing a long treatise, or just to some people just drop a line? I woke up feeling lousy this morning. So what exactly is blogging? Because you also teach.
Yes.
Some of your yes. So what is blogging?
Okay.
And you're also an author. So is your job as an author different from being a blogger?
Okay, so a blog is a contraction of web log. So a log basically is like a record of things that have happened. You'll see in different, maybe organizations keep a log of maybe certain procedures. So a web log essentially is a log of things that have happened that I'm sharing on the web. So that's how the word blog came about.
So things you share on your status, for instance, on Facebook can become a blog?
Not necessarily so. So, for instance, thinking about a blog in the strictest definition is like an online journal. So imagine your diary that you have, if you do have a diary, if you ever kept a diary, imagine that now transposed on the world wide. Exactly, that's it.
Many of us grew up those days, doing
journal.
Diary.
Exactly, and I still keep one. So imagine.
You do?
Yes, I do. So imagine having that and putting it online. So when you go to it, it will look like a website, but then you'll see maybe a date at the top, and then you'll now see the entry
Things
underneath, and then you'll now see another date, and then you see another entry. So that's essentially what a blog is. And it provides an opportunity for you to share your thoughts on different things. People have blogs that are focused on their personal lives, where they share, details from their lives. For some people, maybe it's on a certain issue. So, for instance, the website Bella Niger, which I'm sure you've heard of,
I've read, but I've not really read anything on it.
Wow, okay. It's entertainment and website, entertainment and lifestyle website. Okay. Started off from a blog and basically highlighting things that were going on in society. So
hello. All right, 1 second. Yes, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, pity, we lost her. Okay, I will keep asking our viewers, please don't lose hope. We know the networks can be very funny, so if your voice message is not getting across, please just try and use the text message. We'll read out whatever your questions or your comments are. Okay, continue with the blog, and then try and differentiate that from your writing, please.
Okay, all right. So blogs can focus on entertainment, lifestyle.
Travels.
They can travel, books. Anything.
You can do a blog like on the books you've read?
Exactly, yes. That's something that I happen to do. So
you do that?
I actually started a personal blog in 2006, and it was very interesting. I would write about different things that I was interested in, and I love to read books. So one of the things I would do was I would do reviews of the books that I had read. And
I'd love to read that.
Places I had traveled. Nowadays I'm so busy that I don't have time. It's been a few months since I actually posted anything on the blog. Me as an author, well, I don't know if I feel qualified in calling myself an author yet. We have done research in W.TEC, so I've actually written some research papers. So that's
about that.
That's it. Yes, exactly. So I guess when I think of author, I think of published work and everything. Though yes, the articles have been published.
Okay.
So yes.
Now, but some people are a little bit don't let me say worried. They're a little bit cautious of this blog thing because there are a couple of blogs, as it were, in commerce that carry so much sexual innuendos. So you really wonder, is that really what we are talking about here?
Well, I mean, a blog is an online journal, basically. So whatever content you choose to put on it is really up to you. And it's the same way in saying that a book, you can define what a book is. But there are all kinds of books,
if
really.
You want to read,
exactly. So you make your choice. There are blogs
magazines.
On news. There are blogs on technology. There are blogs on politics, current affairs. There are blogs on, gossip, Nigerian celebrities, who's dating who's
all
that.
that.
So it's really up to you on what
you want to read.
What you want to read, exactly. But because there are blogs that focus on more salacious content, does not discount blogs in general.
I like that.